Fire Paramedic 33, what is your address of emergency?
Yes, sir. I need an ambulance as soon as possible, sir.
Okay, sir. What's your address?
It's 100 North Carrollwood Drive, Los Angeles, California, 90077.
You said Carrollwood?
Carrollwood Drive, yes.
Now on to one of our other big stories. The King of Pop has died.
It's being reported in America that the pop star Michael Jackson has died.
My brother, the legendary King of Pop, Michael Jackson, passed away on Thursday, June 25th, 2009 at 2:26 p.m.
In his lifetime, he sold more than 500 million records, propelling him from a family band to the undisputed king of pop. But at around midday on June 25th, 2009, Michael Jackson was found unconscious in his rented mansion in Holmby Hills, LA.
Sir, we have a gentleman here that needs help, and he's not breathing yet. He's not breathing, and we're trying to pump him, but he's not.
Okay.
He was not breathing when paramedics arrived. They performed heart massage, and then they took him to the UCLA Medical Center in the city, where he's said to have gone into a deep coma. He was pronounced dead a short time ago.
His personal physician, Dr. Conrad Murray, was charged with involuntary manslaughter for the pop singer's death after allegedly administering a fatal dose of the surgical anesthetic propofol.
This jury found beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, with criminal negligence, caused the death of Michael Jackson.
To Michael's heartbroken and furious fans, Murray became public enemy number one. An enemy who ought to spend the rest of his life behind bars. Yet to Murray, he was merely a scapegoat, a fall guy being blamed for crimes he insisted and maintained he never committed.
I am an innocent man. I therefore plead not guilty.
At first, his defense seemed believable until inconsistencies in his story began to emerge. Questions arose about how long he had actually left Jackson unattended.
From about 11:25, 11:30. But that was way beyond any medicine that I gave him would have had any effect at all.
Why he delayed calling 911.
Why did it take Dr. Murray so long to dial 911? Only Dr. Murray can answer that question.
And why he performed CPR on the bed, a soft surface, instead of a hard surface.
When our paramedic heard that CPR was being conducted on the bed, gave explicit, direct, emphatic direction for that patient to be moved from the bed and CPR to be done on the ground.
Even more unsettling was a recording found on Murray's phone, captured just 6 weeks earlier, of Michael in an extremely vulnerable state. This recording became even more disturbing when details surfaced about Murray's severe financial troubles at the time he began working for Jackson.
Jurors learned through earlier testimony that Murray was broke.
Was the recording intended as leverage for blackmail? Was Murray being manipulated or coerced? Did he deliberately overdose Jackson, or did Jackson overdose himself?
I got to see Dr. Conrad. I have these rehearsals to perform. I must be ready for the show in England. He said, please get some work so that I can sleep, because I know that this is all that really works for me. And I told him and said, if I got the medicine that I give you, I'll be sleeping until tomorrow evening. A normal person, like you are not normal.
Was Z's entire saga pointing back to the invaluable catalog he owned and refused to give up? Was it a case of collecting insurance?
Record companies really do conspire against their artists. They steal, they cheat, they do whatever they can, especially the black artists. Tommy Mottola. Tommy Mottola is the president of the record division. He is he's a racist, and he's very devilish. They really thought that my mind is always on music and dancing, and they never thought that this performer, myself, would outthink them. Now I'm a free agent. I'm leaving them and they're very angry at me because of it. But I just did good business,
Or was it really a case of Michael, the master of disguise, pulling his usual tricks, but this time going to the extent of faking his own death?
And gave the most chilling statement to me. Conrad, do you know that your life and my life will become inseparable for the rest of time? That was chilling.
This is the disturbing and contradictory life of Michael Jackson's doctor.
I am not a perfect man. Neither is Michael. This is about the story of Conrad Murray, his entanglement with Michael Jackson,
and why many believed he was the perfect man for the assignment in the final chapter of the life of Michael Jackson.
What do you mean by that? He chuckled, smiled a little bit, relaxed, and engaged me again. And he says, "Because I am clairvoyant, you will see."
Thursday, March 5th, 2009, London, England. The King is back.
London welcomes the King of Pop, Mr. Michael Jackson.
And he is back with a bombshell.
This will be my final show performances in London. This will be it. This is it. And when I say this is it, it really means this is it.
Announcing his return to the stage in what he describes as his curtain call, Michael reveals an incredibly ambitious plan. Not one, not two, but 50 concerts set to begin on July 13th.
This is it. I mean, this is really it. This is the final curtain call.
Michael Jackson's announcement of 10 concerts here is certainly a coup for the O2 Arena. And if those concerts go well, the expectation is that he'll add many more dates.
His final message to the fans is simple.
See you in July.
Despite years of negative headlines stemming from the highly publicized essay allegations many supporters viewed as extortion attempts after Jackson was acquitted in 2005, he still commands an enormous global fan base. This fan base, many of whom had even been camping out since Wednesday, waiting for the anticipated press conference at the O2 Arena, are in no way going to miss their King's farewell concerts.
You've been here all night?
Since yesterday morning, 8 a.m.
Since 8 a.m. yesterday morning?
Yeah.
Why?
For Michael only.
In just 2 hours, 1 million tickets were sold. And as a result, what was initially planned as 10 concerts at the London residency quickly expanded into 50 dates.
When Michael Jackson announced his first 10 concerts here, one question was asked a lot. Can he do it? Now he's planning 50 shows. But the organisers still insist these fans won't be disappointed.
The initial announcement was of 10 concerts which were going to be held at the O2 Arena, a massive venue in East London. And after they sold out, they just kept adding dates.
The countdown to July was now in full motion.
This is it. The King of Pop.
However, unbeknownst to the fans, July was going to come, but without the guest of honor.
Starts July 8th. Visit michaeljacksonlive.com or text MJ to 81707 for your chance to join pre-sale.
The idea behind the concert series may have seemed like a treat for the fans, but more than anything, it revolved around Michael's then situation. Fueled by the endless battle over ownership of the catalog he controlled, which included the Beatles' invaluable catalog, along with the damage caused by years of allegations and endless lawsuits, Michael was on the verge of bankruptcy. His debts had reportedly grown to nearly $500 million, and he had fallen behind on many of his payments. And so, to get himself out of this situation, one final massive world tour seemed to be the ideal
Money was a huge factor
option.
for Michael Jackson over his final years. He was broke. He'd lived well beyond his means. So the idea behind these farewell concerts that he was very passionate about was not only that he could go out in the way that he wanted to on stage, but also that he'd make the millions and millions of dollars which he desperately needed.
In his prime, he had mesmerized fans around the world, with even celebrities like Angela Bofill and Princess Diana falling under his charm. However, having not toured since 1997, a massive 12-year gap, he had become rusty. Combined with the fact that he was never particularly fond of touring,
Well, can we just do it again without just the negative saying that you don't like the tour?
I don't like it though.
I know, but see, this
I
is-
go through
but what is
hell.
setting up, though? I don't know.
I go through hell touring. Okay, then I'll make it positive then.
Yeah, it's just
Boy, you know the truth.
yeah.
And action, Michael.
I love to tour.
this was not going to be an easy task, especially for the now 50-year-old performer.
But questions still remain about whether the Michael Jackson of today can still cut it live on such a big stage.
If he was going to live up to his reputation as a perfectionist, the shows needed to be extraordinary. But rehearsals were not the only thing he needed to focus on. His health was deteriorating. Since the tragic 1984 Pepsi commercial accident, Michael had endured years of physical and emotional struggles. From panic attacks and vitiligo to the stress surrounding his career, he had developed severe sleeping problems and increasingly relied on medication as a remedy. Over time, that dependency had turned into addiction, and the addiction began affecting his ability to function.
And he burnt his hair at the Pepsi commercial. He started using painkillers then. He then fell from a stage and broke his leg. He also cracked a vertebrae in his back, and those things have caused him terrible pain.
The last time I saw Michael was in March 2009, and to me he did look underweight. He did. He looked a lot thinner than I'd ever seen him before. And I don't think he looked particularly healthy. He just seemed frail to me.
To keep him physically fit, help him reduce his dependence on pills, and prepare him for the demanding schedule ahead, Michael needed a personal physician. Enter Dr. Conrad Murray.
Dr. Conrad Murray. This is part of the untold story, my story.
Michael was introduced to Dr. Murray back in 2006 by a member of his entourage, who contacted the doctor to treat his daughter Paris after she fell ill during a trip to Las Vegas.
This is where I met him, and I took care of himself and his 3 children initially. And then we developed a relationship as of that time on.
The two men then became friends, and 3 years later, the opportunity to work together presented itself. And Murray was more than glad to grab it with 2 hands. Murray seemed special. Having risen from a poor neighborhood in Trinidad to become a successful U.S. cardiologist, he had beaten the odds and had grown a reputation of being caring among his patients, who loved and adored him.
He saved my life, and we've grown close over the last 11 years.
We're all alive today because of Dr. Murray. He's a great man.
He's the most compassionate man that I've ever met. Best doctor I've ever had.
By all accounts, he also possessed a strong charitable streak and had a soft spot for the poor like those he grew up around. As in June 2006, he had founded a cardiology clinic in an impoverished neighborhood in Houston. And so, at face value, he appeared to be the perfect answer to Michael's problems, who, just like him, was a known philanthropist. That is, until it would later emerge that his charitable nature was a double-edged sword. On one hand, he was this doctor who loved his work and patients. On the other hand, however, it was a disaster in his personal life, slowly driving him down the road of ruins.
Very honest about the fact that you would go out in disguise. You'd hire exotic dancers. You'd party in Vegas.
Dr. Murray lived a reckless and complicated personal life. He was a known high-voltage supplier of his cable, which he did religiously, fathering 7 children with 6 different women, most of them out of wedlock. From having a child with a married nurse to reportedly tipping a stripper $3,500 on the first night they met before later fathering a child with her as well, he lived wildly and irresponsibly. His unreliability and negligence led to multiple lawsuits over unpaid child support. He was even arrested at least twice in his younger years on charges brought by female companions, once for fraudulent breach of trust and once for domestic violence, though he was never convicted. However, his financial situation worsened significantly after April 2008. By 2009, he reportedly owed more than $780,000, including $600,000 in court judgments for unpaid rent on office space and medical equipment in Nevada and Houston, $70,000 in outstanding student loans from Meharry Medical College, and over $100,000 on the mortgage of his Las Vegas home, which was facing foreclosure. On top of that, he owed thousands more in unpaid child support. So when Michael's $150,000 a month job offer arrived around May 2009, Murray was desperate, itching to get himself out of this mess. Whether those who brought him in were aware of his financial troubles remains unknown. According to Murray, when he joined Michael's team, the singer was already dependent on several drugs, including the powerful surgical anesthetic propofol, which Michael had nicknamed Milk. Murray's first task was to help him stop using the drug.
It took me a while to take away from Michael something I thought he should not use.
So you were working with him to get him off it?
That's basically it.
Okay.
It has been proved time and time again that addicts are the greatest manipulators, and Dr. Murray, in his words, fell for Michael's tricks to an extent of even using his resources and girlfriend proxies to get Michael his milk.
Michael Jackson was a drug addict, and he was a master at manipulation because I was manipulated by Michael.
In the controversial recording that Dr. Murray took of Michael just 6 weeks before his death, a recording which would later raise eyebrows of Murray's true intentions to Michael, of whether he was gathering leverage for possible blackmail or he was being coerced, only him could answer.
Well, first of all, I was accused of recording that so that I can take advantage of Michael down the road, and that was not the case. I did not even recognize or realize that that recording was actually on my phone. Michael had asked me, as far as I could look back, how much he snores at night, and I would speak to him about that. He wanted to record that not only on tape, but on camera.
What happened next? Who exactly did Michael meet on his way home just hours before the fatal shot? Why did the doctor administer so many drugs that night? Why did he ultimately serve only 2 years? Was he paid off to take the blame? For this and more, catch us in the second and final episode exploring the contradictory narrative surrounding Dr. Conrad Murray and the hidden details of Michael Jackson's final hours.
I love to push it, it makes me feel like this is great. I said, well,
I heard mumbling of voices. It sounded like the phone was maybe in his pocket or something. It was shh, and I heard coughing.
The defense counters that Michael Jackson wanted the powerful drug so badly that he administered a fatal dose himself when the doctor wasn't around.